Thank you.
Okay, they get us all over dancing.
Hi, Jan.
Hi.
So
How's it
great.
going?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I'm just saying, Jan, that Nick and you guys all missed the dance off. We were doing a dance off here just minutes ago.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. We can still do this. Nick, you got to start dancing for us now, man.
My Zoom is. Okay, I can't see you.
You dancing?
Okay, so there we go. Oh, you're back.
That was me barking.
Let's give us a little bit of light here. There, low, maybe. There. All right. How about that?
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. That's great to have you all
Just a
here.
minute while I put just a minute while I put my feet up.
Yes, please put your feet up. So we watched both Deborah and Adam and Vanessa, and I really liked them, and apparently you guys liked them reasonably well anyway. They were kind of cool. The thing I like most about Deborah, I guess, for me would be that this whole thing begins with a relationship. Relationships are the important part, and that you're not really selling anything. And I know a lot of you mentioned that we weren't selling stuff, and I was really glad to hear that. So thank you very much. I was going to ask who wants to kick off, but I might as well just say, go ahead, Nick. Yeah, here we go.
Well, most of the information I heard from Deborah and Adam, it's
Hi, Carrie Gale.
It's not new. It's not new. But it needs to be said again. And the main point that I took out of it is, use your products. Be a product of your company. Like I said in my comments, take them out with you. I always got something with me, and for God's sakes, don't be shy to use them out in public.
Yes. Yeah, I really like that. That's really good. Like, I know I'm not shy with using them in public, but some find it difficult. And so, yeah, I think it does need repeating. I agree.
I think the hardest thing about using them in public is just that perception that they're a scent, right? And there's so many people with scent allergies. My aunt actually had said when she went to, she's got cancer, and she's been going through the testing stage to figure out what's all happening. And she had an oil with her that she uses every day that she really likes, and it gives her help emotionally. And so she had it with her, and she put it on, and the nurse right away said, "Oh, this is a scent-free. We can't use it. What are you using?" And she said what it was, and she said, "But it really helps me emotionally to be able to deal with this." I said, "I don't know that I can do this 2-hour scan without emotional help." And she went away. She had to go run and do some stuff, and she came back and apologized for being so cross type of thing with Flow, that she didn't mean it, and that's a really good product. She's heard of it, and it doesn't bother her, because she had allergy issues, right? The nurse herself, and so she's very on top of everybody all the time. Because of course, so many people come in with such strong artificial scents all over them, right? You can understand her point of view as well. But
Absolutely.
It was nice to hear that the nurse was at least reasonably educated about it, and was willing to realize the importance to the patient in that situation too. So
that's pretty cool, Yvonne. That's kind of nice. I know that we've done the same thing, and we haven't been kicked out of any hospitals yet. But I must admit, there's been a few times been kind of close where they've been unhappy with us. Yeah. Yep.
One thing I found too, like when we did a trade show last April in Carlton Place, and it was in a hockey arena, and the main arena floor was where most of the booths were, and then there was a hall upstairs where more crafty people and all that was, and that's where we were. And they told us we could not diffuse any scents in the diffuser.
Yeah.
But there was people selling candles, and if you went down on the arena floor, and you came within 100 feet or the backside of the aisle, and there's some lady that had a Scentsy oil booth or Scentsy candle booth there.
Yep.
Well, shit, half the arena you could smell it. Okay, so you could do that there, but we can't put something that's healthy for you. You know, I think it's a perception that people, and I think some people use it just to be a pain in the butt.
Well, I'm not sure they're being a pain, but there is a great deal of misunderstanding. That's true. And so, yeah, good point, Nick. Yep.
It's our job to educate them then.
Yeah, right on, Yvonne.
What
Yes.
the difference is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually
And I
have
always tell them, you know, what the difference is, and that Young Living it isn't a scent, and, you know, and do a brief explanation, and that you can't have allergic reaction. However, our brain has that, you know, and go into just a quick little thing, but then I leave it. And if they're pushing at it, I don't push back about it, right? Like, because it's just not worth it. You want to keep always on a positive thing anyway. And, you know, maybe that person will have contact with somebody else that explains it to them again in the future. You know, let's say it takes 7 exposures or whatever for people to sometimes get it. So okay, you just let it go and keep moving, right?
True enough.
We actually have some nursing papers from a friend of ours who's a nurse down at Sick Kids, and it's aromatherapy and nursing, and it's papers that are written for them so that they understand about essential oils and how they affect their patients. And we do have nursing homes in our district using the essential oils on their staff, on their clients. So and they're actually charting their results. So they're starting to realize that they can use the essential oils in settings like that. So that's pretty cool.
That is.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Sue.
Who made up that paper, Sue?
Yeah.
Which one?
No, the one
It's
that
from
you had for the nurses.
It's from the Nursing Association. It's an actual government scientific paper on aromatherapy and how it affects people.
Okay, so do you have a copy of that?
Yep. You want it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
We all do. We all do, Sue.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you, Bill, and you can ferry it out. How's that?
Cool. That's awesome. Thank you, Sue. That's perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The other point that is really good that Deborah Rayburn made is that people really are interested in learning.
Yes.
And if you take the opportunity to talk to them and build a relationship, then you can start that learning process.
True enough, Nick. Yes, indeed. Who wants to jump in next? Karen?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my button here. I actually really
I have an oil for that.
I really enjoy Deborah. She is always got such great ideas, and she's so calm about it all the time. And it was about teach a class. Well, I've kind of had that idea in the past, and just teach a class about anything. And I have been invited to, it was a dental association. The ladies get together once a month or something. But I tried to do a teaching on the kit, and that was a long time ago. So I stuttered through the whole thing. And I didn't have the right maybe paperwork to be invited back anywhere. And so her idea to have a class has really encouraged me to do that again. And I've had about 4 people ask me in the last 2 weeks to teach them how to crochet. So I'm like,
Cool.
I can crochet. Yeah. So really, really good ideas. Those are all my friends. So we got to open that up and see what else we can, who else I can teach.
So
But
That's a great place to start, right?
yeah.
Start
Well,
with
and
friends.
they can bring a friend. Yeah.
So
I
have
just thought that was
your friends bring a friend to learn how to crochet.
to learn how to crochet. Yeah. And they're all like, you know how to crochet? Yes, I do. Yeah. So I thought that was just really good. I can do that. I know how to do that.
Well, and I
That's
thought that really brought up a good point too, because if you don't have the skill, then find somebody that has that skill to teach all of you. Like I had somebody lined up for the fall to come and teach a fermented foods class in Basha, because that's something that I'm really interested in my journey to rebuild my gut health. And it fell through. She's a young mom, and she just felt overwhelmed by the idea of coming and teaching a class here. But I found some other people. I took a class from them up from Sherwood Park. And so I contacted them again here the other day to see if they were still interested and see if we can set that up. Not to say that I couldn't possibly do that class in the future, but gain the skills from them to add that, because it fits in with what my message is so well, that the people that are my ideal team member or ideal client would be interested in that kind of thing too, right? So take a look at what skills you want to gain and then who can teach them to you. And with maybe perhaps you can eventually add that to your class then as well.
That's really good. Excellent.
I really like the idea that she said that there's things that you know that other people don't know.
Yes.
Like how to scrape your windows. I'm like, really? Not everybody knows that? So you know things. Everybody knows things that they don't think they know. And so you got to maybe dig a little bit to find that. Everybody knows something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Make a list.
Make a list.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as Adam said in his thing, in his presentation, an imperfect action is better than no action. So yeah, it's perfect. It was great.
We'll do something. Yep. Yeah.
Amy, you want to jump in, Amy?
Oh.
Was that a no, Amy? You don't want to jump in?
Well, no. Go ahead. There looks like there's somebody else that wants to get talking. So.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, hi, Cargill.
Oh, that's okay. Well, anyways, I'll go. I was just going to say my few little comments there with regards to Deborah. What I have done is I've taken names from past presentations that I used to present on other things like hypertension, insomnia, and whatnot. And I generated quite a list of names. So I've taken that list and I'm starting to call them for my presentations. So it's something that I did years ago with another lady. And so I kept all those. Every time someone came, they had to sign in. And so I kept their phone number, emails, and names. So I'm going to start implementing that. And then I took it a step further and I have started thinking about all the groups I've attended. And so I've been contacting the groups and seeing if they want to come to my presentations. I really did enjoy Adam and Vanessa. I found that their little speech was uplifting and left me feeling really inspired about multi-level marketing. There was a couple times there that I was drinking my smoothie listening to them, and I almost spewed my smoothie across the table because Adam is so funny and he caught me off guard a couple times. Like, I loved the ending where he said, "Vanessa, do you have anything else to add?" And she's like, "Nope." And he's like, "Well, that's anticlimactic." And it just was a nice way to end it. And it just made me laugh. And after I listened to their presentation, I felt so good. You know, like my vibration had been raised. So that was awesome. There was a lot of high energy with their speech.
Thanks, Carrie Gail. That was awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Moving on to the Adam thing, as I said in my comments, being a car guy, I can really relate to the governor part of it.
I kind of laughed about his governor comment because he must have looked up what a governor was, because Adam, he knew what a governor was. So I did laugh about that, yes.
But like I said in my comments, if some people haven't read it, but those 3 points that he made about, and I hate to use the word job description because I don't even think of it as a job, but your function description or whatever we do, the only word that I didn't like that he used was sell, and that's a lot of people always, the first thing they say to you is, "What are you selling? What are you selling?" Well, I'm not selling anything. You know, you want to educate them. So in my rewording of that is I said, we provide a product to consumers using word of mouth, as opposed to we sell a product to consumers by word of mouth. And I think that takes the harshness out of sell. Everybody, as soon as you say sell, they hide or lock their wallet away because they figure they're going to lose mega bucks. So, but those 3 points were really good to explain to people, well, what do you really do, you know? Well, that explains it perfectly.
I like it. That's great, Nick. Thank you. I like that, you know, provide a product to consumers. I like that. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Amy, you're up this time.
Sorry, my inattention is because I'm dealing with a new member that's trying to do her yard order. I am here. I am listening. So I enjoyed the call. I liked what Deborah was saying about, you know, teaching a class of something else, that we all know something and we can share that information. I haven't really looked into doing anything in that regard, but as I said in my comments, like I think people take for granted the number of people they actually know. If you start making a list of your warm market people, like, you know a lot more people than you realize, especially if you've had any reason to move around in different jobs or anything like that. So, I mean, Facebook is fantastic, but we all know that a lot of people aren't seeing your posts. You know, you've got to reach out to those people individually, and that's a lot of people to contact, you know, so just kind of keep at it. You're bound to hit some winners, you know.
Definitely. Thank you, Amy. On that note, I'll just mention who next week we're doing. We're going to end up doing, and I just sent this out actually just moments ago or weeks ago, Melissa Pepping. But I don't know how many people know Melissa, but on what Amy mentioned, Melissa lives in a town of nobody. Like, she lives in the smallest town anywhere in the United States.
I can probably rival that.
Do you?
I think we have more stray cats than we do people.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a small little tiny village.
I can vouch for that.
Okay, so there we go. So maybe Amy lives in a smaller place than Melissa. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's surprising how many people you know and how big an organization you can create in spite of not having a large number of people at your back door. Yeah. Thanks, Amy. Who's up next? Gail? Gail, is that you? This is Gail Shantz, in case everybody hasn't met her.
Oh, I'm giggling because I have a population of 1.
Okay, you win.
I win. Population of 1, 2 dogs, 3 dogs, yard cats. Anyway, no, I wanted to say how much I appreciated Deborah Rayburn's. I mean, I thought she had amazing ideas to be able to think on the spot when she was talking about the teacher in Minnesota or whatever. I mean, that's so far south of us. But anyway, but to be able to come up with those ideas that almost get rid of everyone's excuse. Yeah. Like, you really don't have an excuse for not doing it because I've just provided you a half a dozen examples. Pick one and go with it. And I loved Adam. One of the lines that Adam had mentioned. Oh, my internet's not doing well tonight. Gotta go back and look at it. It's never a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Because my internet is going a little fuzzy. I'm on my last legs of my old internet provider.
Thank you, Gail. That's awesome. Thank you. Who wants to jump in next? Jan, is that you?
I like, I'm not Jan, by the way. I'm just taller. I like Vanessa's
a little bit.
Excuse me?
Just a little bit.
A little bit. Just a little bit. I like Vanessa's comments about being confident, and people can read almost read your mind in your body language, and you should try and, again, it's about being proud of your company, proud of the products, and if you live the products by using them and everything, then you will portray that in your body language.
Totally, Nick. Thank you.
And the part that she says where believe in yourself, believe in your company, believe in the product, and believe in the business model. End of story. No problem.
Perfect. Thanks, Nick.
One thing about that Adam mentioned was sometimes people need to hear things from someone else to even let it resonate, right? So, because like I have one lady that she's been buying oils from me for a couple of years, and I'm not signing up for that, and I don't want to be bothered with that. And then Mindy did this 20-minute little thing, and I need that kit. Where do I sign up? I'm like, oh man.
Hallelujah.
Beat your head against the wall for 2 years, and then some stranger says something, and it's like, oh, okay.
Somebody turned on the light bulb for you.
Yeah.
Cool. Doesn't matter how, as long as it gets done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I thought of that today when my mom has been sick. She's sick a lot. She just gets a cold all the time. And I said, Mommy, we need to boost your immune system. But whatever, some so-and-so told her to take this, so she won't take Ninja Red because so-and-so told her to. Oh, how do you know that, Mom? Because, Mom, read this. Just read this and compare that with what you're taking, and it's not even close. But,
that's your mom.
Listen to what their daughters or their cousins or their, sometimes you're too close to them, right?
Yes. Yeah. And like Adam said, and I'm glad he did, is he did not listen to Carla or myself at all. He was, he was on his own journey, and he found his place, and he did well. He did okay.
Yeah. Well, everything happens at its own pace, at its own time, when whoever is ready for it, right? So.
Correct. The nice part about it all, Jan, is eventually it still comes back to you, because even if you miss that person, let's say that one person went to someone else, you're going to be that third party for someone else, and it'll still be fine.
Oh, yeah.
In the long term, it works out great.
Yeah. Well, she did sign up under me. But,
that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it was so funny because I'd been talking to her like, you don't have to do an auto ship. Seriously. No, I heard you do. Like, no, you don't.
Well,
but anyways,
Debbie had a new member, and she tried to do a care call and phone her. Who was that?
Her name was Deborah.
Her name was Deborah too. Spelled differently, but Deborah. And Debbie, and she actually hung up on Deb. And when she got connected back with her again, she said, well, I don't want to buy this, and I don't want to be obligated to buy every month, and I don't want a kit, and I don't want this, and all this stuff. And when Debbie finally got connected back to her again after she hung up, then she's all, oh, okay, I understand now.
But she wouldn't listen to me in the first place.
She wouldn't let her finish. So now she's all okay, and she's good. And we actually was a retail customer that we wanted to get her switched to wholesale to save her some money, obviously. And now everything's good, and we sent her off some stuff in the mail, and we're off to the races.
Yeah. Limited beliefs, right?
Yeah.
Susan, what do you have to throw in here?
Not too much. I think you've all covered it quite well, actually. I'm looking through my notes here, and I have absolutely nothing else.
Well, we always like to get somebody else's perspective, Just a
I
good
like
comment.
when Adam said that not to, he never said it this way, but don't sugarcoat what you do.
Yeah.
Like, you're a network marketer, just tell them what you do, leave it at that. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to sugarcoat it and then actually tell them what you, and then try to get them to sign up, right? So
Right.
just tell them what you do up front and get it over with. There's
Be
nothing
honest.
to be ashamed of.
Right, nothing to be ashamed of.
Just own it.
Thanks, Jan. Yes, that's true. Thanks, Susan.
That's where those 3 points that he came up with about what do you do, and those 3 points. You know, if you learn those 3 points, you think about them and that, and you just regurgitate those, then people will understand right off the bat what you do, and there's no shady business or no smoke and mirrors here. This is what I do.
Well, it actually came in handy today because someone asked him they were talking to him about the oils, and they said, oh, I don't like those pyramid scheme things. And Tim's like, that's not what it is. And he just told him what it was. So,
yeah.
Sue, did you have anything else to throw in?
So how about, I'm not Sue, by the way. Much taller. A lot much taller.
Yeah, much taller.
So about referrals. Okay, go ahead, Sue.
No, I was just going to say that it's important that we remember to make a part of our day be about building ourselves up and be about personal development so that we can grow, because if we're not growing, our team's not growing.
That's right.
Yep.
Be somebody you want people to refer to you.
Yeah.
Lead by example.
Lead by example. Indeed. I should mention that Todd and Dory aren't here tonight because they're running a meeting. So they're off doing a meeting. Gary's not here because he's doing a meeting as well. And Amy Lusaw is not here. Different Amy. Amy Lusaw is not here because her son is doing his first concert ever. So she figured she better go listen to him play.
Yeah.
I hope she brought some oils with her so she doesn't get too stressed out.
Yeah. So they all sent their apologies for not being here. So I just thought I should mention that. I also should mention that the Melissa Pepping video that I put up, I didn't put the URL up. I will put that up right away. I just realized I hadn't done that because I just did it minutes before I jumped on. I just got home from work, so that's where that came in. So I just raced in and did that. So thank you all. Is there anything else we should jump in on?
Well, the one thing we haven't talked about was treat it like a real business.
Oh.
And to me, that really resonated because I am a business person and, been in our family business. It's been around for 55 years, and so you don't have to forget everything and before you started network marketing. It's a lot of it all still applies, right?
Totally. Thank you, Yvonne. Yes, it still applies completely. It's the same.
Yvonne, are you in the cement business?
Yep.
Concrete.
Can you flavor the cement? So
flavor it? Well, I wouldn't eat it, so no, I wouldn't flavor it. But you can color
Scent it.
Well, I mean, scent it.
Scratch and sniff cement.
Yes, I live with him all the time.
Yvonne, it could come in handy if you're doing concrete counters in the kitchen, though.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Put lemon in them and they're disinfected and everything right away. Yeah.
So
just dovetailing on what Yvonne had to say about the business, and Sue said just before that, one of the things that I really appreciated Adam saying is that you have to take a look at what your beliefs are, and he said it was trust, integrity, and honesty. And if you look at that triad as the footing for anything that you do. You can base your foundation on that and the rest of it. So, I mean, that comes into your personal development on a regular basis. What are you doing, you know, to increase your trust, your integrity, or your honesty? And then, and your business practice, like, are you following through? Are you being, you know, honest and open? Are you doing what you say that you're going to do? I think those, you know, I thought that was something that was really important.
Thank you, Gail. Yes, that is really important. I think that shines through whenever we're speaking to someone, is they look at our integrity and our honesty. And a couple of you mentioned honesty earlier, and I think that does shine through. People recognize that and will accept you in a much easier. Yeah.
So I'll end it all with a little humor.
More?
So, Debbie had a doctor's appointment today.
Jeez.
And for her physical, I went with her. So we went into we were waiting for the doctor to come into the examining room and opened the door and looked like, oh, I was there. I said, yeah, I'm here to.
And you said, I'm not Debbie.
Yeah, I said, I give Debbie a physical all the time. I'm looking for some tips and maybe have some things I should be doing. So then Debbie was telling her about the thing about the mammograms, that they're really bad for you and they actually cause cancer and that. And she had a printout of what you should be doing and whatever not and that. And Debbie was telling her that I feel a little embarrassed, but Debbie was telling her about frankincense being good for deterring cancer and that, especially breast cancer. So, I mean, now I got to start practicing, you know, applying frankincense. Last thing I want her to do is get breast cancer. So I think I'm going to work on that.
Oh my God, really?
Thank you for that, Nick.
The next oils in the bedroom class, eh?
That's another class.
Hey, yeah. I could give a class. Teach how to apply frankincense so they don't get breast cancer.
That's correct. That sounds like a great class.
Hands-on presentation.
Everyone has a skill that somebody else needs to know. Here's your next class.
I have to get some practice though.
You've had enough practice.
Well, we should let you go.
Did you record this, Bill?
Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah. Sis is not going to be happy with me.
You don't need to worry about.
You might be, because I might have given you some ideas, so she might be happy.
Smile, Bill.
Okay.
Nick, will that be a Facebook group that you're doing, or are you going to be doing it one-on-one?
If I get enough people that will come to the class, I'll do it on a Facebook Live. Maybe I should do YouTube. I'll have to learn that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Then I'll get,
No, it's not. No.
I'll need some participants, some candidates.
Well, I'll volunteer, Nick.
Your breasts aren't big enough. Sorry, bud.
Well, I didn't hear you say anything about size, Nick, so hey.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
Yeah. And any other... Did
I had
anybody
something
want
to add,
to
but I completely forget what it was.
What's that?
I had something to add, but I completely forget what it was.
Oh, I distracted you, did I?
Yeah, it wasn't.
By the way, we got 2.5 minutes left. I gotta say something. I gotta compliment Amy. We did a Live Your Passion rally in Foresters Falls, and she arranged the hall and everything. And through her help, it turned out fantastic. We had a great time. We had lots of fun, learned lots of things. The videos were great, and it was just a phenomenal night. So I just want to recognize Amy for all the hard work that her and her sponsor Christine did to make that a huge success. And I think we're seeing the results of that right now, aren't we, Amy? I think you're in first place, right?
I don't think so anymore. Janice is in first now.
Oh, you're tied for second.
Yeah, I've been one up, but the month's not over yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Nope,
Not ever yet.
it's not.
5 more days. But it was a super success, and I encourage anybody that Olivia Passion Rally, we had about, what, Amy, about 14 people there? Amy, 14? 14-ish?
Yeah.
So it's an awesome thing to do, and it's simple. It's not hard to do. Find a place, whether it's your living room and you put 5 or 10 people in it, or you have a hall and you get bigger people. Team up with somebody if that makes you more comfortable. Amy and Deb and I are cross line, so it doesn't matter whether it's cross line, up line, down line, whatever line you're on. But I mean, we had a fantastic time, and we really enjoyed ourselves. Thank you, Amy.
Thanks, guys. And you're right, Nick. It doesn't matter how big the group is. It could be one person. It doesn't actually matter. Yep. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you again next week.
I got no parting words. Good night.
You've already had yours, Nick. And Deb, get on that
Thanks for
homework,
all the
okay?
entertainment. All right, I will.
Okay.
Get on the horse again.
Good night.
Good night.